Have you noticed the vintage-inspired trends in the last few years? I feel like they've taken a very sentimental turn. When you think about it, we've had granny core with florals and lace. Then there's also Grand Millennial, which brought back chintz, pleated lampshades, and skirted furniture. Even Grandpa Chic has had its moment with the dark woods, the worn leather, and that cozy collected study vibe. And I love the shift. I love that we're not running from the past anymore, that we're really embracing it. But here's the thing. All of those trends pull from a very specific time period, a corner of nostalgia. They lean heavily into an era or maybe into one personality or to one aesthetic. It's like borrowing your grandmother's living room or your grandfather's den and almost recreating it exactly. But the newest style takes all of these and it elevates them. And I love it. It's called modern heritage, and it's all about blending your history with the way we live today. Think about your heirlooms, thrifted treasures mixed with modern pieces, and creating a look that feels completely your own. Modern heritage feels very different to me. It's not about recreating your grandparents' house or rooms, it's about honoring their history without living in it. Modern heritage is where heirloom meets practical living. It celebrates craftsmanship and imperfection. It welcomes patina. It makes room for that slightly worn silver tray or the thrifted ironstone platter because those pieces carry a story, but it also respects the way we actually live now. It keeps things functional, uncluttered, and intentional. Now, instead of copying one nostalgic style, modern heritage blends influences. It is grounded in that it feels timeless instead of trendy. And what I love most about modern heritage, it doesn't look the same in each person's home. It invites you to pull out your own heirlooms, go thrifting, mix your old with your new, and create a space that feels deeply personal. It's less about aesthetic rules and more about legacy and individuality. So in today's video, I'm going to be styling one or maybe more than one casual, everyday tablescape that's going to be inspired by the modern heritage style. I want to show you how to blend your heirlooms with contemporary living in a way that's going to feel elevated, warm, and completely your own. I'm Nicole with Adore on the Table. Let's set the table. I have an interesting idea for what I'm going to start with as the foundation for my table. This is a bedspread that my grandmother crocheted decades ago. And it has a lot of sentimental value to me. Because just looking at the size of it, you can see how much time and energy and love went into making it. I thought it'd be really fun to use as the foundation for this table setting. All right, I'm starting this table a little differently than I normally would. If you've been here for a while, you know I love charger plates. I really do. They instantly elevate everything and they give a table a little bit more of a presence. But today, I want something informal. I really want this to feel relaxed and lived in. Like you could actually sit down and use it every day without feeling the need for permission. So I'm skipping the charger and starting with a simple stack of my current dinner plate and these really pretty blue salad plates. These are everyday pieces, nothing fussy. And then I'm adding wooden bowls on top. I love these so much. They're vintage, which makes them feel special, but you can still find bowls like this in stores today, which is what I love about them. They bridge that old and new feeling so effortlessly. The wood adds warmth immediately, it softens the stack, and it makes everything feel a little bit more grounded and casual. And honestly, I'm kind of obsessed with how this already looks. It's simple, but it has a presence. Now you can see where my color scheme is being pulled from. It's these napkins I found at Target. I love the ruffled detail edge, which I think really helps pull in that femininity from my tablecloth. And I'm using these DIY napkin rings. I'll make sure I put links to everything down below. All right, I have to say, I have never used this bedspread as a tablecloth before, but I am already loving how it looks. There's something about the texture and the crochet. It's definitely nostalgic. I wasn't sure if it would lean a little too vintage, but once I added the modern plate stack, everything started to balance out. And then the napkins, they really help connect the delicate crochet texture to the cleaner lines of the plates and the wooden bowls. They bridge the old and new in a way that feels intentional instead of accidental. Keeping the same mix of modern and heirloom, I'm bringing in my antique candlesticks that I found on an estate sale. You've definitely seen these in past videos. I'm pairing them with newer glass vases. The candlesticks are adding warmth and history. The glass keeps it fresh and airy. And together it just feels layered in the best way. Not old-fashioned, not overly modern, just thoughtfully mixed. I love when tables surprise me like this. I took a risk and I really think it's working. Okay, I've got a little time, so I'm going to try a second modern heritage table setting. This one's going to have a little different direction. I'm not going to use table linens at all. I want it to feel a little cleaner, a little more modern right from the start. So I'm beginning with these yellow charger plates. I love this color. It's warm without being too loud, and it instantly brings personality to the table. On top of them, I'm layering simple white dinner plates, crisp, classic, easy. I'm also wanting to keep it casual, so I'm stopping there. No salad plates, no bowls. I don't want this one to feel too overly stacked or formal. I still want it to feel approachable and relaxed. If you keep wondering what I'm doing as I'm going back and forth, Sugar has claimed her spot at the end of the table. She's fully stretched out, completely unbothered, supervising this entire operation like she owns the place. And I have to keep stepping over her to get from one side to the other. I swear, every time I try to style, she picks the exact center of the action and settles in like, yep, this is fine. To bring in the heritage element, I'm using these beautiful vintage glassware pieces. I love having both a water glass and a coupe at each place setting. It makes the table feel generous and thoughtful without being fussy. Seriously, look at that detail. Aren't they gorgeous? All right, for the focus of this table, I'm using this lovely antique biscuit keeper. First of all, can we just appreciate her for a second? The shape, the detail, the warmth, and the glaze. She is pulling in that butter yellow from the charger so beautifully, and at the same time, she brings that heritage element right to the center of the table. But here's the twist. I'm taking the lid off, and I'm going to use it as a vase. Look at these absolutely beautiful garden butter yellow roses I found at Trader Joe's. Are you kidding me? The color is perfect. That soft, creamy yellow is echoing the chargers, warming up the white plates, and tying everything together. On each side of the biscuit keeper, I'm placing these antique glass pieces that I've completely fallen in love with. I only recently discovered them, and now I can't stop looking for them. They're from the late 1890s, and I found them at thrift stores and antique stores for less than $10 each. I mean, can you believe it? Something that has been around for over a century for under $10? That just blows me away. Today, I'm using them as votive candle holders. Originally, that's not what they were made for, but I love repurposing pieces like this. It keeps the history alive, but gives it a fresh purpose on a modern setting. To complete the place settings, I'm adding these yellow napkins that I found thrifting. I actually shared these with you in my last video, but I didn't end up using them then. And I'm so glad I waited because they feel perfect for this table. The color ties right back to the chargers and the butter yellow roses. It's in the same family, and since I skipped that extra plate layer, the napkin becomes a bigger visual moment here. It's like they were just waiting for the right table. And here, they absolutely belong. The table setting is complete, and now comes my favorite part, lighting the candles. As soon as they're lit, the antique glassware catches the glow in the most beautiful way. It's going to add warmth, intimacy, and a little bit of magic. Exactly what a modern heritage table should feel like. so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next one. I can't wait to share more tablescape ideas and inspiration with you. I'll see you next time. Bye.